Hi, welcome to the first week of General Psychology. In this video, I will go over the main topics we will cover this week and some of the key tasks that you will be involved with. I've opened up on the announcements page because presumably this is the first page you will go. And every week I will list out a little bit about what we'll be covering and then the various tasks that you need to be involved with. Also at the bottom of the announcement you'll see a link, and if you click on that you'll open the first week of our materials. So we're going to be covering some of the key influences on behavior, the role that culture plays, as well as the role that genetics and evolution play. So these are things that have tremendous influence on our behavior, but we really don't tend to give much thought to it. So I think probably the first place that is a good idea to go would be to the reading guide. And I'll pull the reading guide over here. What this is my summary of the assigned reading. And the reading this week is a bit shorter than usual, since this is our first week, kind of a chance to ease into the course. And I've highlighted the key concepts, and I've also created it as a Word document instead of a PDF so that you can add to it. So this is sort of a framework that you can add to it as you need. The next thing you will use are the web links and the videos. And so these are the various resources beyond the textbook that you'll be using to enhance your knowledge of the material that we're covering. The first thing here is a video on evolution, and I think this is really well done. I've gotten comments from students, both in class and online students, who felt like it really cleared up some misconceptions and also help people better understand what evolution is and is not. And you will use this video when you do one of your learning activities later on. In case you are relatively new to understanding the concepts of natural selection, I've also provided this web link here, so you can use as much of this information as you would like to help yourself better understand the core concepts of natural selection and evolution. Going back to the page, I've also provided a resource for helping you to understand the distinctions between individualism and collectivism. So this article I think is nicely written. It explains what the concepts involve, and then it also talks a bit about how it impacts different aspects of our lives. And you'll use this for our discussion board this week. All right, so going to the learning activities area, these are the things that you'll be doing. Some of them are graded, some of them are not. If you haven't already, be sure to introduce yourself. And so this is relatively easy to use. I've already explained on the Read First page how to actually use this website called Padlet. You can see various classmates have already introduced themselves. I'm using the same video for two different online versions, so these may not be people that you are working with if you're in a different version of the course. After you've introduced yourself, the next thing you'll probably want to look into will be the two graded activities. So this is our course discussion board, and you can see I have the instructions here, and they build off of a Google presentation. To access the Google presentation and your group discussion board, you would click here, click to launch, and then I've put myself in the blue group. You might be in the blue group, red group, or green group. And then you'll go to group discussion board here. And be sure to read this just general note first if you haven't already. And then this is the assignment for the week. So the first thing you'll do is open up this Google presentation that I created. And what I created was basically a page for each one of you. So there are 7 people in each group, and there are 7 different options. And so you will scroll through the various pages and decide which of these topics holds the greatest appeal for you. Once you have looked at it, and typically I provide a little bit of background, maybe a resource you want to use, and then the second or last paragraph will be your assignment for the group post. Once you've identified which of those topics you want to focus on, I encourage you to reserve the topic right here. And the way you would do that is you'll click here to open up the discussion board and then create a thread. So let's say I wanted to focus on the topic of co-sleeping. I would just write that here and then write reserved and submit. So that way I have reserved that topic and nobody else can take it. So certainly, unless you're going in maybe Sunday night or Monday morning before you look at all the Google slide topics, you might just want to first see what has already been taken. So going back to the general guidelines, your initial post should be fairly thoughtful. It needs to make use of the resource. If any resources were provided on here, or certainly you would use your textbook or the other article that I provided on the web links and videos page. So you want to make sure that your post is making use of the resources that are provided and also includes your own ideas. And I encourage you to compose your posts in Word. A good general rule of thumb is you want to aim for at least a half a page, maybe 3/4 of a page, single spaced. And I encourage you to compose it in Word so you can do a spell check and a grammar check on that. Your first post is due Thursday evening at 8, and then you'll respond to what other people have said. So you need at least 2 responses by the end of the week, by Sunday night. All right, getting back to the learning activities, we were just at the group discussion board. Now get to the second graded activity, and that is a wiki page that you and your group will be working on together. And this is dedicated to the topic of understanding natural selection. So there's 2 key parts to this. The first part is I want everybody in the group to collaborate to create a single coherent summary of natural selection. So this means one person will provide their description. And then the second person will go in and maybe change a few words of what the first person said, add some new lines, with the idea that no single person's idea is going to be exactly right. What I want you to do is to collaborate so that you have a summary that everybody agrees on. Now, if you are like most students, you probably have some questions about natural selection, and so that's the second part of the wiki. To access the wiki, again, you go to your group and click Group Wiki, and then you have your Understanding Natural Selection page here, and you have 2 topics here. One is to summarize it, and so to enter in your summary, you would click Edit Wiki Content, and put it in your own words. So again, I really want to emphasize this. Putting it in your own words is key. I don't really want to know what the Smithsonian or Berkeley has to say about it. I want to know what you have to say about it. And so offer in your own idea what natural selection means, and then as you have questions, you can post them here. I'll be checking in probably every other day to work to answer questions, but I also encourage you to try to answer your group mates' questions to the best of your ability. So this way, if you were meeting in person, you would be able to talk it out, to answer each other's questions, and that's what you're doing here. And that's everything you're responsible for this week. Now this week is a little light because I'm expecting that there are still folks who have not done the course orientation and you're new to this environment, so it's going to take you a bit longer to do things than it would maybe take you by week 4 or 5. But as questions or concerns come up, please go to the all class discussion board right here, and you can click on course information, create a thread, indicate your question. You can either be anonymous by clicking here, or you can leave your name. If you're able to answer somebody's question, please do. But otherwise, again, I will check in every other day or so and work to answer the questions that people have. So as questions arise, you can use that area, but if you have something that you need immediate help with, or you think it really only pertains to you, you're certainly welcome to send me an email or send me a text. I'm really excited about the start of the semester. I think we're going to really have a good time together, as much as one can have in an online psych course. I think we'll have a good time, and I look forward to working with you. Bye-bye.